Hey, what's up, everybody? Once again, my name is DJ out here in LA, doing some force training out here. With a great group of guys. And we finished training. So I'm sitting back, doing what I do, on a Monday, chilling. And I had to put let's see if I sit my phone right here. I had to put my opinion Monday video out. There I give my opinion on certain things. And I wanted to talk about a video that I put out, some ways back. It was what were the qualifications or the prerequisites that it takes to be a self-defense instructor. What were the prerequisites that it takes to be a self-defense instructor? And what I said in that past video is I said that, if you are a law enforcement or being a law enforcement officer, meeting some good officers down here while I'm down here. So being a law enforcement officer, being a prison guard, a club security, so on and so forth. Those jobs are not a requirement or a prerequisite in order for you to be a good self-defense instructor. They help, but they're not mandatory in order to be a good self-defense instructor. And I'll try to put a link on this video somewhere as to the what I do think is the prerequisite to be a self-defense instructor. Now, I still stand by that. I don't think that it's mandatory, or I don't believe that it's mandatory and that you have to be one of those things in order to be a good self-defense instructor. But what it does do, if you are one of those things, it gives you a legitimate point of reference as to what you're teaching. A legitimate point of reference. So in other words, if you're an officer, if you're a prison guard, if you're work security, something like that, or even if you, have some real life experiences, it gives you that legitimate point of reference. In other words, you know firsthand about the things that you are teaching. You know them firsthand. Now, if you don't know them firsthand, then you have to do what you have to do in order to get your information legitimately. You gotta, you have to read a book. You have to study. Now, when I say read a book, I don't mean that you're reading a book and you're going out and teaching. I'm saying that you have gone through all the channels as far as learning the techniques, learning the principles, learning the how to do certain things. But now you have to put the mental behind it, okay? In order to put the mental behind it, if you have never been through it, then you need to do proper research. You need to pick the correct books. And there's some good books out there. Personally, I'll give you a perfect example. Facing Violence by Roy Miller. Roy Miller has a lot of good books. As a matter of fact, that is mandatory reading for all of my instructors. Before I send them through instructor training, I make sure that they read Facing Violence, Roy Miller. And I'm about to put Tim Larkin's When Violence is the Answer on my mandatory reading list for all of my instructors, because if they have not experienced firsthand, violence, if they have never been in the trenches, then they have to make sure they do all of their research, and to before they stand in front of a group of students and teach them about certain things. Listen, there's too many self-defense instructors out there that have never been in violent situations, but are teaching how to deal with and get out of violent situations. And if that's the case, and they have not done their research, then they're doing their students a injustice, okay? If you ain't never, seen it, if you ain't never felt it, if you ain't never experienced it, if you have never done your research about it, you have no business teaching it, okay? You got to do your research, all right? And if you're not willing to sit back and do your research, study your literature, study your real life, situations, your docs and stuff like that, then, it's not just about punching. It's not just about kicking. Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody got a plan till they get punched in the face, okay? So you need to really do your research before you start teaching people how to deal with certain situations, okay? So, then again, that's just my opinion. Whatever you're going to do it to your best ability. But you won't be teaching in my school if you ain't done no research. So, all right. Anyway, peace. I'm out. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I got more.